So, considering I made myself a known RWBY stan and have plenty of knowledge on DC, though I would never call myself an expert, I wanted to give my thoughts on the RWBY Cross Justice League trailer. It looks really...
meh.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I know I made posts saying I had a gut feeling this crossover would happen back when the comic was announced, but I also had a gut feeling that told me this movie was going to happen. Just because I have a gut feeling does not mean it's something I want to see. For clarification, I've never read the RWBY Cross Justice League comics, but I do know the general consensus from both DC and RWBY fans. It was a very fanficky comic, reimagining the JLA to be teens and having the RWBY cast crush on them, etc, etc. And the fact they decided to base it in the world of RWBY, a franchise that is not and was never a mainstream franchise, until maybe Ice Queendom, was just a really dumb idea for any newcomers to the IP. As for the movie, well, from what I can tell, it did improve on some of these problems. First off, I think having the Justice League get top billing and sending them to the world of Remnant is a much better idea, because it allows newcomers to ease themselves into the world of Remnant a lot more easily. And while I think the outfits for the Justice League look fine, I do think some of them look better than in the comics. Wonder Woman's, for example, is still recognizable but fits in the world of Remnant, and ensures that it doesn't look identical to Pyrrha's outfit. Which is a smart idea, as you wouldn't want to make Pyrrha look like a discount version standing next to the real thing. And while it's cool to see the classic RWBY outfits again, I don't know how to feel about Yang's OG outfit, at least in the Maya engine. In the Volume 5 short, to me at least, her outfit looked like it shared the same texture as her skin. And here, it definitely looks better, but at the same time, it also exemplifies certain features beyond what is normally seen in the series.
Goodness, girl, you huge.
Also, I find it pretty sad this will be the closest thing we get to a DC Godzilla crossover. It looks like there will be some jabs at each other's franchises, but I can already tell you it'll pale in comparison to the TMNT meets Batman movie they had. But if I'm being optimistic, I hope it's like that. Just a movie that doesn't take itself seriously and just wants to have fun. That's all I really have to say. It's RWBY meets the Justice League. I don't think anyone was asking for this, not even in the realm of fan fiction, which, if you're curious, doesn't even make the top 5. And as someone who enjoys RWBY for ironic and unironic reasons, I'm very mixed on this being RWBY's first movie. On one hand, this shows that they have confidence in the brand, and it will bring in more potential fans. On the other hand, should we really be happy that RWBY's first movie is a crossover with the Justice League? Now, to be fair, I can see the benefits. They don't need to pay for RWBY, negotiations with a sister company is a lot easier, and since RWBY has somewhat come back to mainstream attention thanks to Ice Queendom, why not milk it for all it's worth? But having the Justice League meet RWBY for the latter's first feature film makes it feel like they don't trust the IP enough to stand on its own. And with what the trailer shows us, it's not even canon. It looks like it takes place during the Beacon arc, but Yang has her prosthetic arm. I wouldn't be too disappointed if it weren't for the fact that Ice Queendom exists. which, if you don't know, wasn't just made to act as a standalone series. It was also made to act as a sort of canon-adjacent miniseries that helps make the original show a little more, richer. In the end, it just feels like it comes down to both studios agreeing, why not, with everyone else just asking, why? 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 But I think it'll be a decent, non-canon adventure that'll give people something to enjoy, and give Adel Aka something to tear apart. But to be frank, I just think it'll be one of the movies of all time. Or movies. This is a two-parter. But let's be honest, if they add a scene in the second part where Bang gets nutshot by Yang so hard he goes flying into orbit, that will make it all worth it. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Undead Sonic 89 for his courteous $30 pledge on Patreon. Through his support, both this channel and my second one can keep making bigger and better projects. Thank you tremendously for your support.